Good Friday morning. Wake up, Charlotte. Larry Sprinkle and Chris Mulcahy. And when it's just two of us, what does that normally mean?
Weather.
Yes, and it's on everyone's mind. And, you know, if there's some way that we have the ability to change the weather, this is the one weekend I think we should do it, could do it, but we can't do it.
It's the worst possible setup because how many times that you have Memorial Day weekend and it's almost too hot? This is the exact opposite of that.
Totally. I mean, if you like really cool temperatures, check it out. Here's what it shapes up for this 2023 Memorial Day weekend.
Sorry, it's laughable.
Now, the thing is laughable about this, if you were to say, yeah, the low tonight's going to be 59, that's really not out of the question.
No, absolutely.
But that's the high tomorrow. We may not get to 60 degrees. Rain and more rain. Sunday, at least we're in the mid-60s. And getting close to average on Monday, which is Memorial Day.
Okay, before we get to the rain chances, let's bring up the stats. So you have record highs, you have record lows, but then there's also sometimes record low highs. I know that makes it super complicated. But the best way to put this is for May 27th, this is trending to be the coldest afternoon ever for that day in climatology. And if you notice, the 3 other days that were in the lower to the mid-60s, rain was responsible. So this is all rain. That rain-cooled air sticks in place, no sunshine, gets stuck against the mountains, and then you have a low-pressure system that pretty much moves in, it churns, doesn't go anywhere. That's why this is not a great-looking Memorial Day weekend. But, Larry, things are kind of improving, at least later on.
What gets me about this is that 2 of those days are so far back. One's the 1890s, the other's early 1900s, and even 1963 is way back. So you got to go back in history to get a day where it's that cold on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, this is it's been over a half a century since this has happened. It's nuts.
Well, let's show you what's going to happen this weekend. Yes, we do have the rain in the forecast, and we'll show you that today, just cloudy skies. Not looking at any rain today, mostly cloudy. Yep, there it is, churning off the Carolina coastline area of low pressure. There's a lot of rain really along the Gulf Stream, but we'd start to get some light rain moving into places like Wrightsville Beach, Carolina Beach, around, say, Oak Island and North Myrtle Beach, but that eventually makes it inland. And this futurecast, here we go. This is not a fun thing to see as we get farther into Saturday. Look at that. Heavy pockets of rain down towards areas just south of Charlotte, in that area along I-95. And check this out. By tomorrow afternoon, here comes the rain. Heavy, heavy rainfall. If you live in the mountains, tomorrow for the most part should be okay till late afternoon. But in earnest, the heavy rain starts striking as we get to late tomorrow afternoon. 5 o'clock, heavy, heavy rainfall. Look at that. The areas of red down there just south of Charlotte. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, and you had mentioned this for anyone camping out for the big race on Sunday. So
this is a situation. Please pay attention. We've had some situations a number of years ago at the Speedway where we had abundant rain. It could cause some issues. So they'll keep informed. But be weather aware if you're going to be camping out at the Speedway, because Saturday just turns out to be heavy rain. And it does now. This is the newer model indicating even early Sunday morning heavy rain. This is after midnight before anyone is awake. But you could be awakened by the heavy rain. Look at that band of showers. That's 4 a.m. Sunday morning. Anywhere from the Speedway all the way to the upstate South.
Yeah, it's a perfect flooding setup because you get the light rainfall by the moderate rain. It lasts for hours, and then you have the heavy rain on top of that. So I think you're going to have a lot of flooding issues that are associated with this. But pretty much once it starts raining on Saturday, and you might be able to be dry for most of the morning into the first part of the afternoon, but then once it starts, it's really not going to stop.
And good news about Sunday, by the evening, things improving. Now, these are the estimated rainfall totals between really Saturday and early Monday morning. There may be some spots over there around Richmond County, Rockingham, that area.
Wow.
Wadesboro, over 3 inches of rain possible. The bulk of that's going to be there. I wouldn't be surprised over 1.5 inches here in the Charlotte area.
Yeah, and this is all associated with the right side of this low pressure system. So that's where it pretty much has the straw in the Atlantic. So that's where most of the moisture is. So kind of think of a tropical system. The National Hurricane Center was putting this as a 10% chance for development. It means it has a lot of moisture. So that's why Larry was showing you those yellows, oranges, and reds with the flooding potential. Yes. That easily could dump a quick inch of rain over a couple of hours. So
and then to get the mountains, they're going to get the bulk. This is towards the end of
the
They could get over 2 inches of rainfall there in the mountains. So just be weather aware that if you want to say the worst day of the weekend, it's Saturday. Hate to be negative, but that's the reality of it. And then most of the shower activity on Sunday would be early in the morning, and then probably to the middle part of the day. And that Monday, not a washout. We could probably back that off a little bit as far as the percentages, but still a few leftover showers on Monday.
Okay, let's talk about the big blaring question, Larry.
Yes.
Everyone wants to know for race time. As you mentioned, rain is looking a little less and less, but do we really think that we're going to get the rain in, or it's still
the race in? You mean?
Yeah, the race in. Yeah, we're going to get the rain in. Yeah, get the race in.
Because that's an evening event, and I think even if there's a delay early on, they'll get the race in because they have lights, and they'll take that into early Monday morning rather than postpone it. So today's okay, and then there you go. That's tomorrow. I look at that. I really do look at that, and you say, this has to be low temperatures. That's high temperatures.
And it's also breezy, too.
Yes, that's the other thing is we're going to see winds gusting up to maybe 30 miles an hour. That's another problem with these. The saturated soil and those gusty winds, we could see some trees going down.
Yeah.
Again, we've seen it every time we have one of these big storm systems.
Power outages, because I don't think that this is really getting the hype because it's not a big severe weather event, but it's a long enough event with the winds and the rain that there are going to be issues. So we're not deeming it as a weather-aware day, but it's still a day to be weather-aware, as Larry mentioned.
If there's a caveat about this, if we were looking at temperatures, say, in the low to mid-80s with a little bit of sun, we could certainly see some really strong and severe storms. This is going to be heavy rainfall, so that's the good news about this. We can be thankful it's not going to be a storm system with big thunderstorms, and tornadoes, and things like that. But looking ahead to next week, by next Thursday, mid-80s. As we get into the end of the month and the early part of June.
So this weekend is the unofficial start for summer, but it just takes a while to rev up that engine. So summer will be here before you know it. But this, hands down, will be one of the coldest Memorial Day weekends that you will ever witness or have ever witnessed here in Charlotte. So stay safe, everybody.
Stay inside.
Stay inside, yeah. As for the race, we mentioned that the rain is becoming less and less. There's still going to be some spotty rain showers, but luckily, if you had the setup on Saturday and Sunday, we would say absolutely the race is going to be postponed.
The race tonight should be okay. Truck race.
Yes.
They're starting the race tomorrow at noon, so that should be okay, but with the caveat that some of that rain may start to affect that race, but Sunday evening should be all right.
Yeah, and Memorial Day itself, if you want to do anything outside, there's going to be more dry spots than wet ones. So things are looking better as you continue through the holiday weekend.
All right, that's it. I hope you have a great holiday weekend, and somebody will be back here on Monday. I may take the day off. I'm not sure.
Do you know what? I'll be here to hold down the fort. But the weather will be getting a little bit better by then, and warmer.
See you.